Boom! Right from the start, let's get one thing clear. This is not one of those calm bedtime stories where everyone whispers and talks about destiny and stars aligning. Nope. This is louder, messier, and way more chaotic, just like the energy you get when millions of armies gather online and start arguing about one very simple but somehow impossibly complicated question. Who's the funniest BTS member according to female armies? And trust me, if you've ever seen female armies discuss anything at all, you know this is going to feel like being stuck in a giant group chat where everyone is typing in caps, sending reaction memes, and dropping LMAAO every 3 seconds. Because here's the thing, BTS isn't just a group of talented idols. They're a walking, dancing, chaotic sitcom. Each of them has their own brand of humor, some intentional, some not intentional at all, and some so natural you start questioning whether they were born with a microphone in hand and a studio audience laughing in the background. And when female armies try to rank who's the funniest, oh, that's where the chaos becomes legendary. You get the calm, analytical fans who bring receipts, timestamps, clips, threads, like this is an academic conference. Then you get the fangirls who just scream, "He's so funny, I can't breathe," without explaining anything. And then, of course, the mysterious silent lurkers who don't say a thing but watch the whole war unfold while eating snacks. But what makes this topic so addictive is the variety. It's not just about jokes. It's the little moments, inside jokes, weird reactions, accidental slapstick, savage one-liners, confused facial expressions, and that specific "did he really just say that" energy. Female armies notice everything, from the tiniest eyebrow raise to the biggest crackhead moment. They don't just vote, they analyze vibes like they're decoding a secret message from space. And as we dive deeper into the rankings, you'll see how each member has their own comedic flavor. Some are chaotic extroverts who don't even try to be funny. They just exist. Some are accidental comedians, walking disasters in human form. Others are witty charmers who drop subtle jokes that hit harder the more you think about them. And of course, a few of them have that "I wasn't trying to be funny, but I broke the whole fandom today" type of aura. So buckle up, because we're about to go through stories, moments, and fan-favorite clips that female armies have been laughing at for years. No spoilers, but let's just say this ranking is unpredictable, dramatic, extremely unserious, and somehow deeply relatable. Exactly the kind of chaos you'd expect when talking about BTS. Number 7. Jin, the worldwide funniest chaos king. Jin lands at number 7, and female armies have a very specific explanation for why. It's not because he's less funny than the others. Oh no, absolutely not. It's because his humor exists in a completely different dimension, like he's running his own comedy show that the rest of BTS accidentally subscribe to. And honestly, half the time the members don't know whether to laugh, cry, or question their life choices when Jin opens his mouth. Female armies say he's the type of funny that feels like an older cousin who shows up at family gatherings, steals all the snacks, and then tells a joke so lame that it loops back around into being iconic. From the very beginning of BTS, Jin has always treated humor like a sport. He doesn't warm up. He doesn't hesitate. He just throws a pun straight into the air and hopes gravity takes care of the rest. Female armies adore him for that confidence, because it takes a special kind of bravery to deliver dad jokes in front of millions of people and act like you just dropped the hottest punchline in entertainment history. And the way he pauses afterward, waiting for applause that absolutely does not come, yeah, that's the kind of comedic gold that makes people choke on their drinks. His worldwide handsome line alone has probably cured boredom, depression, and at least 17 bad days around the world. And the best part? He says it so sincerely that even people who want to roast him end up clapping instead. But Jin isn't just about dad jokes. He's unintentionally funny in ways even he can't control. Female armies always point out the way he panics when something goes wrong. That high-pitched scream? Iconic. The way he flaps his hands like a confused pigeon when danger approaches? Legendary. And don't even get started on the way he runs. If you've ever seen it, you already know. It's like he's trying to escape his responsibilities while also making sure the camera gets his best angle. And somehow, he does both successfully. There's also that thing where he acts like he's the oldest and therefore the most responsible, but 5 seconds later he's throwing confetti into Jungkook's cereal bowl or challenging Jimin to see who can scream louder. Female armies particularly love his annoying older brother energy. Jin doesn't bully the members, he irritates them with love. He pokes, teases, nags, and interrupts them purely for entertainment. And yes, he laughs at his own jokes more than anyone else. He's the type to walk into a serious meeting, drop a joke so unnecessary it physically hurts, and then leave the room like he accomplished world peace. The members' reactions are half the comedy. Namjoon sighs like he's carrying the emotional weight of the universe. Yoongi gives the most judgmental stare in human history. Jimin pretends he didn't hear anything. Jungkook laughs because he genuinely finds Jin funny. Taehyung tries to top him, and Hoseok screams just because everyone else is reacting. But Jen, he stands there proud like he just won Best Comedian at the Grammys. What female armies admired the most, though, is how intentional yet effortless his humor feels. They often say Jin is the kind of funny that makes you feel safe, relaxed, at home. His jokes aren't mean, his pranks aren't cruel, his humor is warm, chaotic, yes, incredibly chaotic, but warm. He's the comedic equivalent of a warm blanket that sometimes catches fire but still keeps you comfortable. Even when he's cooking chaos, it's the domestic, sweet, older brother chaos that makes you laugh first before you question his sanity. There's also his chaotic confidence. No matter what he says, even if it's the corniest line in history, he commits. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't apologize. He says it like he fully believes it will shake the world. And honestly, sometimes it does. Female armies adore that boldness. It's the kind of humor that inspires memes, compilations, and 100 Jin being Jin for 10-minute straight videos. And yes, people still watch those because somehow he gets funnier every time. Even his facial expressions are comedy masterpieces. Jin is the king of big reactions. His shocked face, his offended face, his "I can't believe you just said that to me, a worldwide handsome man" face. He expresses emotions so dramatically that female armies say he could be muted and he'd still be just as funny, sometimes funnier. It's the way he looks like he's auditioning for a K-drama every 2 seconds, even when the situation doesn't call for it. But the real reason female armies put Jin at number 7 isn't because his humor is weaker. It's because his humor is too stable. He's consistently funny, naturally funny, effortlessly funny, but not the type that surprises you. Jin is the comfort food of BTS comedy, the reliable, classic, always-there humor that never fails but also never jumps out and shocks you the way the top members do. He's the comedian you invite when you want to have a good time, not chaos, not disaster, not emotional meltdown-level laughter, just good, wholesome, slightly unhinged fun. And that's exactly why he belongs here. Number 7 is not a downgrade. It's a love letter to the kind of funny that makes you smile on even a bad day. The kind of funny that doesn't need gimmicks, editing, or dramatic timing. It's simply Jin being Jin. Number 6. Suga, the savage, low-key comedy sniper. Female armies place Suga at number 6 for one very specific reason. He is the quietest, loud comedian you'll ever meet. He doesn't need to scream, jump, or make wild faces. He doesn't even need to move. He just exists in a corner, observing everyone with that calm, half-sleepy expression, and then, out of nowhere, he drops one sentence that destroys the entire room. His humor is subtle, sharp, and perfectly timed, like a sniper shot. Female armies love him because he's the type of funny that sneaks up on you. One minute you think he's just chilling, minding his own business, and the next minute he's roasting the members so casually it feels like he's reading a grocery list. From the very beginning of BTS, Suga has always had this "don't bother me unless it's important" aura. And ironically, that aura is exactly what makes him hilarious. Female armies consistently mention his signature expression, half bored, half done with everyone's nonsense, and how it becomes the comedic reaction everyone relates to. When the members start acting chaotic, Suga looks like a dad who regrets taking his hyperactive children to the supermarket. When the staff asks him to do something cute, his soul visibly leaves his body for a few seconds. When Jin makes a dad joke, Suga doesn't even try to pretend. He just gives that slow blink that says, "I can't believe I share a bank account with these people." His savage comments are another reason female armies adore him. Suga's roasting is elegant. It doesn't scream, it whispers. He delivers insults like he's politely giving feedback on a school project. And the best part? He never raises his voice. His entire comedic style is built on understatement. He might look like he's about to fall asleep, but the moment someone says something dumb, you can practically see the gears in his head start turning at dangerous speed. Then, boom, one short sentence perfectly aimed, absolutely devastating. The kind that makes the other members laugh so hard they fall over, while Suga just sits there like nothing happened. One of the things female armies point out constantly is how Suga's humor gets funnier the more you know him. He's not trying to entertain, he's not trying to impress, he's just being himself, dry, honest, and sometimes brutally straightforward. And that authenticity is exactly what makes his humor so refreshing. He's the comedian who doesn't act like one. He's the guy who unintentionally turns every conversation into a comedy sketch just by responding with the truth. And honestly, sometimes the truth is way funnier than any joke. But beyond the roasting, Suga's accidental comedy is legendary. His reactions to chaos feel like scripted sitcom moments, except they're completely real. When a member starts screaming, Suga flinches like he wants to file a noise complaint. When someone does something dumb, Suga sighs so dramatically it deserves an award. And the most iconic part is how slow he reacts. It's like his brain takes 3 full seconds to process the situation before giving up entirely. Female armies often joke that Suga has delayed comedy timing, where the joke isn't in what he says, but in how completely unimpressed he looks before saying anything at all. Female armies also adore his grandpa energy. This man wants peace, quiet, and maybe a warm blanket. But he's stuck with 6 hyperactive brothers who treat every room like a jungle gym. The contrast alone is pure comedy. And when Suga decides he's done for the day, oh, you'll know. He lies down, stares at the ceiling, or simply walks out of the frame like he's quitting the show. Female armies say he has the strongest "I'm clocking out" energy in K-pop history. Even his physical comedy is unintentionally hilarious. The way he runs, the way he dances when he's tired, the way he suddenly becomes allergic to enthusiasm. Iconic. Female armies love the moments where he tries to be cute or energetic, but fails so adorably that it becomes even better than the original intention. His awkwardness, his stiffness, his "let me go home" vibe, it all mixes into a comedic cocktail that fans can't get enough of. And of course, the duality makes him even funnier. One moment he is Min Yoongi, producer genius, calm and mysterious in the studio. The next moment he's cat with human responsibilities, staring into the void because Jungkook won't stop singing loudly next to him. Female armies say Suga is funnier because he doesn't change who he is for the camera. He seems surprised by his own comedy impact half the time. Like he didn't even mean to be funny. He just accidentally created a viral meme by breathing. But what secures his place at number 6 is the flavor of his humor. It's mature, sarcastic, realistic, like the kind of humor that works in real life, not just on stage. He's the friend who roasts you but also fixes your laptop. The coworker who never participates in office parties but somehow ends up saying the funniest line of the night. The person who looks calm but has a savage comment ready at all times. Female armies feel like Suga is relatable in a very specific personality type way. Introverts who are tired of extroverts? Yeah, they see Suga and immediately feel understood on a spiritual level. At its core, Suga's comedy is about contrast. He is calm in the middle of chaos, blunt in a world of dramatics, and effortlessly funny in moments where he doesn't even realize he's being hilarious. He's the comedian who doesn't need setup, punchline, or energy. He just needs someone to say something stupid, and nature takes its course. So, here he is, at number 6, not too low, not too high, but exactly where his quiet, explosive humor belongs. A man who doesn't need to try to be funny because his entire existence around chaotic people is already a comedy masterpiece. Number 5. RM, the accidental comedy genius. RM lands at number 5, and female armies swear this ranking is not just about humor, it's about survival. Because honestly, being Namjoon means living in a permanent battle between genius-level intelligence and real-life physical chaos, and the result is pure comedy gold without him even trying. Female armies always say the funniest thing about RM is that he doesn't have to do anything to be funny. He just exists, breathes, walks across a room, tries to fix something, or attempts basic daily tasks, and somehow the universe treats all of it like a slapstick episode. But before we even get to the famous destroyer of everything moments, it's important to understand why female armies find RM's humor so lovable. It's because he balances unexpected duality. He can give a speech that sounds like it should be carved into a monument in some international museum, and then 2 minutes later he's tripping over a carpet, or losing a shoe, or opening a door that somehow breaks itself simply because he touched it. Female armies say watching RM is like watching a philosopher who accidentally wandered into a sitcom and decided to stay because everyone was nice. His brain operates on a different level, and his body, well, let's just say it tries its best. One of the biggest reasons RM is considered hilarious by female armies is his unbelievably real reactions to chaos. When the members are acting wild, Namjoon suddenly becomes the exhausted father of 6 giant toddlers. The sigh, the hand on the forehead, the deep, "why am I responsible for these people?" stare, every combination of those is a comedic masterpiece. Female armies always say RM's expressions are the kind of reactions that every older sibling understands on a spiritual level. But the funniest part? He tries so hard to be responsible. He genuinely tries. And that effort alone is comedy because the world simply refuses to cooperate. Music equipment breaks when he touches it, clothes rip, sunglasses snap, objects fall, bottles explode, even nature itself seems to react dramatically to his presence. Female armies often joke that RM is like a walking special effect. Wherever he goes, chaos follows. But what makes RM's humor even more beloved is his sharp wit. People forget this sometimes, but RM is one of the fastest thinkers in BTS. His verbal humor, especially when he's annoyed, is lethal. He doesn't scream like J-Hope or joke like Jin. He drops perfectly timed lines that hit like comedy grenades. He'll quietly say something sarcastic under his breath while the whole room is chaotic, and female armies love pausing videos just to catch his little comments. His humor is smart without trying to be smart, natural without trying to impress, and extremely real. Then there's his accidental comedy during interviews. RM tries to be the leader, the spokesperson, the professional representative, but the universe doesn't care. He'll give a serious answer, and suddenly a member interrupts with chaos. RM gives them this, "please, I'm begging you, not right now," look that female armies find ridiculously funny. And when the translator struggles or a staff member gives unclear instructions, the confusion on RM's face becomes a meme in seconds flat. Even his attempts to speak different languages add to his charm. Female armies adore how RM tries confidently even when he's unsure, and somehow his sincerity makes the moment funny in the cutest way. He's not trying to show off, he just genuinely wants to communicate, even if his brain has to sprint at full speed and his tongue gives up halfway through. And let's not forget his storytelling. When RM explains how he broke something, damaged something, or lost something, the way he tells the story makes it even funnier. He's so honest, so defeated, so "I swear I didn't mean to," that female armies can't help but laugh because it sounds exactly like a kid explaining to his mom how the living room lamp mysteriously exploded. But perhaps the most beloved comedic quality of RM is how emotionally relatable he is. He can be philosophical one second and completely clueless the next. He can lead with confidence and then get lost in a hotel hallway because he forgot which room number he had. Female armies say RM is funny in a way that feels human, comforting, and deeply familiar, like someone who's brilliant at everything except normal life. He's the friend who inspires you and the friend you have to protect from sharp corners at the same time. And that combination, genius mind, chaotic body, calm leader energy, exhausted parent vibe, sarcastic commentary, and accidental destruction, creates a comedic presence that no one else can replicate. That's why RM sits proudly at number 5, the man who never intends to be funny, yet ends up making everyone laugh until they can't breathe. Number 4. Jimin, the soft chaos tease master.
Female armies place Jimin at number 4 because his humor is this magical blend of softness, mischief, sweetness, and unexpected savagery that sneaks up on you before you even realize you've been attacked. He's the kind of funny that makes you laugh first, blush second, and then question why you're still laughing when he's clearly bullying someone with the cutest smile on earth. Female armies always say the same thing. Jimin's funny because he looks like an angel but acts like a tiny menace. And honestly, that's the most accurate description possible. Jimin's comedy is rooted in his duality. On one side, he's gentle, polite, caring, and warm, like a soft blanket that smells like good memories. On the other side, he's a giggling gremlin who enjoys teasing the members with the enthusiasm of a kid poking his siblings during a long car ride. This contrast is exactly why female armies can't stop laughing whenever Jimin is involved. His humor hits different because it's unpredictable, but delivered with such charm that no one can stay mad at him, not even the victims of his chaos. One of the biggest comedic weapons Jimin has is his facial expressions. He makes the funniest faces without even realizing it. Wide eyes, scrunched nose, offended pout, that fake polite smile he uses when he's about to roast someone, and female armies adore every microsecond of it. He's basically the human version of an emoji keyboard. His reactions are so animated and dramatic that even his silence can be hilarious. He'll sit there, blinking slowly like a confused puppy, and somehow that alone becomes meme-worthy. And then there's his laugh. Oh, his laugh. Female armies say Jimin's laugh is the type that immediately makes you laugh too, even if you didn't understand the joke. The way he throws his head back, slaps the nearest person, and leans into someone's shoulder like he's physically melting from happiness, that's peak entertainment. But the funniest part is that Jimin's laugh usually appears when something chaotic is happening, and he absolutely encourages it. He's not the hero who stops the chaos, he's the little devil who ignites it. His playful teasing is legendary. Jimin loves to poke fun, especially at the members who are easy targets. Jungkook, teased for being a muscle bunny. Taehyung, teased for his deep voice and strange habits. Jin, teased for existing. RM, teased for breaking everything. Jimin does it with a smile so sweet you can't even call it bullying, it's more like affectionate sabotage. Female armies find this hilarious because Jimin looks like the softest, sweetest person in the room, yet he'll drop the most savage comments with the delivery of someone offering you a cookie. Sometimes he says something so subtly shady that it takes 5 seconds for the members to realize they've been roasted, and by the time they react, Jimin is already laughing. Another reason Jimin ranks so high is his physical comedy. He has this specific energy where he acts cute or sexy or serious, and then something goes wrong. He trips, he slips, he drops something, or he suddenly becomes shy because he realized the camera was zoomed in on him. Female armies find his clumsy moments endearing and hilarious because they reveal his real personality behind the polished idol image. He's not pretending, he's just naturally adorable and slightly chaotic. And when Jimin decides to tease someone physically, oh, it's over. He will poke their cheeks, hug them unexpectedly, cling to them like a koala, or tap their shoulder when they're not looking. Female armies say his touchy teasing is comedy gold because it's like watching a cat play with humans. He acts innocent, but everyone knows he's doing it on purpose. Jimin's humor also shines during interviews and variety shows. He has this habit of saying things that sound innocent at first, but are actually incredibly chaotic. He'll compliment someone in a way that sounds like a roast, or roast someone in a way that sounds like he's flirting. This confusion adds fuel to the comedic fire. Female armies love how he can shift from soft-spoken angel to mischievous gremlin in 2 seconds flat. And then there's the iconic Jimin versus camera moments. He knows how to play with the camera more than anyone else. He sends kisses 1 second and then rolls his eyes dramatically the next. He smirks, pouts, grins, and throws looks that distract everyone from the actual conversation happening. Female armies find this hilarious because Jimin behaves like he's the star of a reality show and the camera is his best friend. But the deepest reason why female armies rank Jimin at number 4 is because his humor feels intimate. It doesn't feel scripted or exaggerated. It feels like you're watching a real person being naturally funny with the people he loves. He's gentle, playful, teasing, caring, and mischievous all at once. His humor is friendly, warm, slightly chaotic, and extremely addictive. He doesn't dominate the room with noise. He dominates it with presence. His humor wraps around you like a hug that suddenly turns into a tickle fight. That's why Jimin sits perfectly at number 4. The soft menace, the gentle troublemaker, the adorable comedian who doesn't even have to try because everything he does naturally becomes funny.
Number 3. Jungkook, the unfiltered golden chaos machine. Female armies place Jungkook at number 3 because his humor is the pure, raw, unedited version of himself. Zero filters, zero hesitation, and zero awareness of how unbelievably funny he is when he's just being Jungkook. They always say his comedy feels like opening a random group chat at 3 a.m. and immediately seeing absolute chaos. It's youthful, spontaneous, unpredictable, and powered by an energy level that normal humans simply do not possess. Jungkook isn't trying to entertain anyone, he's just living his life at maximum volume, and everyone else gets dragged along for the ride. What makes Jungkook's humor so iconic is the combination of innocence and intensity. Female armies love the way he switches from cute bunny boy who wants to eat snacks quietly to crackhead energy explosion in 2 seconds flat. 1 minute he's shy and mumbling, the next he's shouting, dancing wildly, imitating strange sounds, or aggressively laughing at something only he understands. He's basically a walking mood swing, but in the fun, adorable, endlessly entertaining kind of way. And because he's the youngest, his chaos always comes with that signature Mukne confidence, the "I can do anything and no one can stop me" vibe. Female armies constantly mention Jungkook's sound effects as one of the funniest things about him. He doesn't just talk, he beeps, boops, screams, chirps, barks, squeaks, and occasionally makes noises that don't exist in any known human language. When he's excited, he laughs with his whole body. When he's confused, he makes that tiny "eh" noise. And when he's hyper, he turns into a one-man cartoon soundtrack. Even his breathing becomes funny when he's trying to hold in laughter but fails miserably. And the way he imitates everything, sirens, animals, the members' accents, random background sounds, it's chaos wrapped in talent. His physical comedy is on another level. Female armies say Jungkook moves like he's made of rubber and caffeine. He throws himself into everything with maximum commitment, whether it's dancing, playing games, or running away from bugs. If he slips dramatically. If he tries something new, he goes all out and ends up creating 10 accidental memes. Watching him run is hilarious because he looks like he's sprinting for his life, even when he's just jogging casually. And when he gets scared, his reactions are Oscar-worthy. The jumps, the screams, the whole body flinch, it's pure comedic gold. But the best part is how fast he switches from menace to angel. He'll tease someone, then hug them immediately. He'll annoy someone, then smile so sweetly that they forgive him on the spot. The way Jungkook laughs at his own jokes also makes him incredibly funny. He'll say something stupid, something really stupid, and then laugh so hard that his whole body collapses. He doesn't hide it, he doesn't pretend he's cool, he just lets the laughter take over. Female armies say Jungkook's laugh is like an energy drink for the soul, loud, contagious, and chaotic in the best way. Watching him lose control of himself is sometimes funnier than the actual joke. Another huge part of Jungkook's comedic charm is his honesty. He says whatever comes to mind, even if it makes absolutely no sense. Half of his funniest moments are just him blurting things out without thinking. He's blunt, confused, sincere, and unfiltered. It feels real, like you're watching someone who forgot there's a camera recording but somehow managed to be entertaining by accident. Female armies find this authenticity extremely lovable and funny because he's not polished or scripted, he's just Jungkook, the golden chaos machine. But what really secures his place at number 3 is how his humor feels naturally joyful. There's no effort, no character, no performance. Jungkook laughs because he wants to laugh. He jokes because he's comfortable. He's chaotic because that's how his heart works. Female armies aren't just laughing at him, they're laughing with him. He brings that youthful, explosive, playful energy that makes everything brighter. He's the kind of funny that lifts moods, warms hearts, and turns ordinary moments into unforgettable memories. That's why Jungkook stands proudly here at number 3, the unfiltered maknae, the noise machine, the hyperactive legend whose comedy isn't just hilarious, it's healing, chaotic, and impossible not to love.
Number 2. J-Hope, the sunshine that laughs first before anyone else. If there's one BTS member whose mere footsteps can make a room feel like someone just opened the windows and let the sun burst in, it's Jungkook, J-Hope, the human embodiment of a happiness booster, and the one female armies consistently describe as funny in a way that feels natural, unforced, and shockingly contagious. What makes Hobie's humor special isn't just the jokes themselves, but the timing, the facial expressions, and that absolute commitment to silliness even when he's exhausted, stressed, or right in the middle of a chaotic filming schedule. This guy could be running on 3 hours of sleep and still pull out a full sitcom performance if the moment calls for it. To start, female armies repeatedly mention how J-Hope's humor is grounded in real-life relatability. He doesn't try to look cool first, he tries to make everyone comfortable, and if that comfort requires sacrificing his own image, he'll do it in a heartbeat. Think about all those Run episodes where he screams before entering a haunted house, even though everyone knows he'll scream anyway. It's not just a tiny yelp, it's a full, theatrical, Broadway-level shriek that immediately makes the others laugh, not because he's scared, but because he's so committed to being honest about the fear rather than pretending to be tough. Female fans love that level of emotional transparency. It's funny, yes, but it's also genuinely endearing. When he gets startled, he doesn't hold back. When something's hilarious, he hits the ground, flops backward, and laughs like someone unplugged his bones for a moment. And when he's in storytelling mode, he uses his entire body. Like animation studios would need extra CGI budget to recreate half the expressions he makes. But beyond the slapstick and the dramatic jump scares, Hobie's sharp observational humor is something armies always highlight. He has this ability to instantly find the funniest angle in a situation, sometimes just by raising an eyebrow or reacting faster than anyone else. When the other members get chaotic, J-Hope becomes the unofficial narrator of the madness, almost like a reality show commentator who didn't sign up for the job, but is now the only one keeping the plot from spiraling into absolute nonsense. Female armies especially love those moments when he playfully judges the other members with a single glance, no words needed, but everyone already knows exactly what he's thinking. Another major reason he ranks so high is how he mixes humor with affection. J-Hope doesn't tease to embarrass, he teases to uplift, to bond, to make the moment warm. There's a softness behind even his most dramatic comedic reactions. When he imitates the members' quirks, he does it with precision but without cruelty. Instead, it feels like he's highlighting what he loves about them. That's a big distinction female fans consistently point out. Hobie's humor feels safe. It doesn't punch down. It doesn't rely on sarcasm that stings. It's the type of humor you'd want in a best friend because it makes you feel seen, not put down. And then there's his iconic panic mode, the legendary Hosok fear response that has gifted armies with some of the funniest memes in the fandom's history. The man can jump 10 centimeters because a door closed too fast. A moth flying too close? Gone. Someone tapping his shoulder unexpectedly? Apocalyptic scream. But what makes these moments comedic gold is that Hobie never pretends afterward. He laughs at himself, making everyone else feel free to do the same. Female armies often talk about how refreshing it is to see someone so successful, so admired, so talented, yet so unafraid to be silly.
Another layer to his humor is how he becomes the anchor when everyone else loses their minds. When the group gets loud and chaotic, J-Hope switches into this exaggerated, disappointed mom persona, scolding the members with hilarious facial expressions while clearly fighting the urge to laugh. The irony is, half the time, he was the one who triggered the chaos in the first place. And when he dances, oh, the comedic dances are a different universe entirely. J-Hope can go from world-class, razor-sharp choreography to intentionally terrible dad dancing at a family wedding within seconds. It's whiplash in the funniest way possible. Female armies adore those transitions because it shows how confident he is. Only someone who's truly good can make bad dancing look that intentionally bad. His confidence is part of the comedy. He owns every movement, ridiculous or not. But beyond anything else, J-Hope's humor feels healing. Female fans often describe it as sunny, comforting, safe, or like laughing with someone who always wants the best for you. He's not trying to take the spotlight, though it naturally gravitates to him. He's trying to brighten the atmosphere. He's trying to make others feel relaxed. He's trying to bring joy, not attention. That sincerity radiates through every goofy scream, every exaggerated reaction, every over-the-top imitation, every high-pitched panic laugh. And that's why female armies consistently put him near the top, because J-Hope doesn't just make people laugh. He makes them feel okay. He makes them feel warm. He makes the world look a little less heavy, even if only for a moment. J-Hope isn't just funny. He is joy, wrapped in chaos, seasoned with sunshine, delivered with sincerity.
Number 1. Kim Taehyung, the unpredictable genius of chaos. If there's one BTS member whose comedy feels like a mix between an art film, a variety show, and a live improv performance that nobody rehearsed for, but somehow still wins an award, it's Kim Taehyung. Female armies don't just find him funny, they find him mysteriously, accidentally, and inevitably hilarious in a way that only someone like V could ever pull off. His humor isn't the kind you plan. It's the kind that appears out of nowhere, hits you like a plot twist, and leaves you wondering if he even knew he was being funny in the first place. But that's the charm. Taehyung's comedic power is rooted in pure authenticity, the kind of natural unpredictability that can't be trained, copied, or engineered. You can't predict what he'll say, how he'll react, or where his brain will teleport mid-sentence, but you can count on it being entertaining. Female armies love Taehyung's humor because it feels like you're watching a beautiful man with the soul of a mischief-filled cat wander into situations and unintentionally turn them into comedy gold. Whether he's confused, bored, excited, or just vibing, somehow the moment becomes meme-worthy. There's this legendary quality about him. Every movement is funny, even when he's not aiming for humor. It's the casual, effortless type, the kind that feels like he's living in his own quirky little universe where the laws of comedy bend around him like gravity. One major source of Taehyung's hilarity is his expressions. His face alone could carry an entire TV show. One raised eyebrow can send armies spiraling. A slow blink means something is processing inside that beautiful but chaotic brain. A confused stare means the universe has given him more information than he is willing to accept at that moment. Female fans especially love when Taehyung reacts half a second slower than everyone else, creating this comedic delay that feels like the world is buffering through him. It's not because he's clueless. No, it's because he is selectively choosing what to process. And the things he chooses, those are where the comedy births itself. His humor shines particularly bright in group interactions. While the other members generate chaos with high energy, Taehyung joins the chaos with absolute calmness, which somehow makes everything 10 times funnier. When everyone is screaming, he's standing still. When everyone is serious, he makes a random comment that ends the seriousness instantly. When they're trying to focus, he's busy creating a tiny scenario with props nobody noticed existed. Female armies adore this kind of misdirection. He says the most unexpected lines with the calmness of reading a grocery list. He'll be sitting there, angelic, quiet, handsome, and then suddenly drop a line that makes the entire group collapse in laughter without changing his facial expression at all. That right there is first-place material. Another iconic part of Taehyung's comedic ranking is his commitment to the bit. When he decides something is funny, he goes all in. He doesn't test the waters, he dives headfirst. Whether he's pretending to speak in an invented accent, acting like a five-star hotel concierge, mimicking the members with painfully accurate details, or dancing like his limbs have temporarily forgotten the choreography, he gives it his full dramatic commitment. He has this rare comedic bravery, where he's not scared of looking weird. In fact, he embraces weirdness so stylishly that female armies find him even more attractive because of it. And then there's the legendary Taehyung confusion moments. Episodes where he misunderstands a game rule, misreads a mission card, or interprets instruction in a very Taehyung way. Female fans live for this, not because he doesn't understand, but because the way he processes misunderstanding is the funniest thing. He'll nod confidently like he absolutely gets it, walk away with determination, and then do something entirely unrelated to the task. When the staff clarifies the rules, he'll look betrayed like the universe has personally inconvenienced him. This confusion to confidence to denial pipeline is Taehyung's comedic signature. Female armies also mention how Taehyung's humor often blends with elegance. Only Taehyung could look like a model from a Paris fashion magazine while tripping over nothing, or trying to act dignified after doing something utterly ridiculous. There's this iconic contradiction in him. He's handsome in a way that seems sculpted by angels, yet behaves with the spontaneous energy of someone who would press a red button just to see what happens. That contrast is irresistible and hilarious. But beyond all that, what truly cements him in the #1 spot is how genuinely unaware he is of how funny he is. Taehyung doesn't force jokes. He doesn't try to be the center of comedy. His humor comes from his honesty, his spontaneity, his curiosity, and his heart. Female armies resonate with the fact that he's funny simply by being himself. There's no persona, no performance, just Taehyung living his life and somehow turning every moment into a story worth retelling. His humor feels warm, not mocking, not harsh, not sarcastic to the point of discomfort. It feels like being with someone who lightens the room by existing. It's wholesome chaos. It's accidental comedy wrapped in charm. It's the kind of humor that makes people feel close to him even if they've never met him. And that is why Kim Taehyung stands firmly at #1, the reigning king of unpredictable laughter, the champion of natural comedic energy, and the member who can make female armies laugh even when he does absolutely nothing.